my name is Anenda Zaandam, and welcome back to the Caribbean Rediscovered. Once again, happy 2022. It's going to be an amazing year. Remember, this year is just a continuation of all the great things that you have achieved and accomplished in 2021. So enjoy it. Super excited because I finally get to interview someone again, and I have the first person that I'm going to be interviewing for 2022. Now, it's a super special interview for me because today it's about sister. I get to interview my amazing sister. Her name is Anenda Zaandam, and she lives on the beautiful island of St.Maarten. So I am in Suriname, and she is in St.Maarten. And today we're going to be talking about her product. She's actually one of the reasons she inspired me actually to start this channel, because when I started the Caribbean Rediscovered last year, the main mission was to find out the stories behind just people who all of a sudden popped up on Facebook with creating a product. It was so intriguing to me, someone that I had known, like, especially for instance, with my sister. She's been a teacher for many years within the hospitality, within tourism. And all of a sudden she was now presenting her product, which she's going to be telling us about. So she's definitely been one of the inspirations. So I'm excited to do this interview. Anenda Zaandam, thank you for taking the time for doing this interview with me. Welcome to the Caribbean Rediscovered.
Aloha! I finally get to make it to this fabulous platform. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone who's on C1st channel. Thank you. Thank you for the interview. It's long overdue. I think we've been talking about this forever.
Yes.
But everything happens for a reason, and I'm really happy that my fumbling journey has inspired you, because I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I had to think about it. Like, how did you get to be an entrepreneur? And this was not 20 years ago. I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
No.
No.
Yeah.
So I accidentally became an entrepreneur actually in 2009, 10, when I worked as a teacher. And then that took me 11, 12 years. That business I did for 11, 12 years in hospitality. Then we had a hurricane. And then we had, and of course, Corona, which changes your trajectory. I zoned out completely. So I found it wasn't triggered in the sense that, oh my Lord, I'm going to lose my mind. It was more triggered in you need to find something to keep yourself busy.
So an opportunity.
Because you don't know how long it's going to last.
You were actually looking for an opportunity, and the opportunity then turned in. Can we say that your opportunity that you seeked turned into your passion for making bags?
Yeah, but that's kind of clinical, because that's what I meant with accidental. It didn't start out that way. It was really literally keeping yourself busy and occupied during the day. I don't watch TV like that. I'm not a person that has to go on the road like that either, but my brain needs to constantly be occupied. I'd read pretty much every book that there was in the house. I had gone through my Kindle collection. So, the things that you get to on a regular work week when you're working, this was all cramped into 2 weeks already. And I had an entire pandemic still to go. And I was like, we need to find something to do. So the sewing, this was not going to go well, because I was driving everybody nuts in the house. I had cooked everything possible, all kinds of gourmet stuff, literally to keep. And I realized that I need to keep busy. And so I needed the hand-eye coordination. I needed something to trigger my brain, to keep my brain going. The sewing, because I had some background in sewing, I thought it was easy to do the masks, and it was fun to do the masks, and it was fun to contribute, because it was a pandemic. Everybody felt helpless, and I felt like at least by making these masks, I was contributing in some way to helping the situation.
Nice.
So that's how it started, and then literally rolling into a tutorial from YouTube on bag making. It was a very simple bag, and I thought, well, I have everything here. Let's see what that is about.
Yeah.
And that was it. It took one bag, and we never looked back.
Amazing.
The masks are now like, yeah, we like you, but no. You're not matching the bag. We don't need it.
Exactly. No, I mean, I think it's with creativity. That I think in this period that we're living in, we realize that your creativity has no limit. And if you're willing to just go with the flow and go with what is in you, I read this post not too long ago about the person said, we shouldn't have any experts, or we shouldn't have any people that are specialists in one thing. You should actually try and be a specialist in many things, because that actually makes you more, especially in the times that we're living in. That's how you're going to be able to be sustainable, because someone that maybe decided to be, we see it specifically, we see it in the tourism industry, someone that was always a tour guide. What happens to you now in this period of time that we're living in? You're going to have to tap into another part of your brain and, dare to.
I think that's the beauty of hospitality as well, and teaching it. I approach the teaching of my students that way. I don't want you to be just a chef, or I don't want you to just be a waitress. I want you to be an all-arounder. That's how I was trained. That's how I learned to work different areas. Yes, I can bartend. Am I fantastic at it? No, but if need be, I can go behind the bar and not have to worry. Yes, I can do front desk. Have I done it for years? No, but I know the systems, I understand that. And that's what I try to teach my students. And that's the experiences that I bring from my students as well. We are not going to be doing the same event all of the time. You're going to do an event where you have a reception, but you're going to do an event that you do a sit-down dinner. I'm going to switch you around. The way has always been to be, just as you described, talented at more than one thing.
Yeah.
The world and the educational system has for years, because we knew the educational system was designed to create workers, people who could work in, at the time, factories, et cetera, et cetera. That was 50, 60 years ago. Now we've moved on where we're in a world where we don't want workers. We want individuals. We want creatives. We want people that are jack of all trades. This is the time for them to shine at this point. But you have a world that's transitioning. So my teaching methodology for the last 20 years has been, I'm going to teach you how to set up the table. But by the time that you're finished with my classes, you should be able to supervise the floor and know exactly what's going on if need be. You should be able to play any position in hospitality, or at least have an understanding of it. And that, I think, has been the success of a lot of students that I've had, but just students in general, the schools that adopted that same mentality. And now taking that mentality and bringing it into entrepreneurship, it's not enough anymore or just in general business or doing anything creative. It's not enough to just, yes, I can sew, or yes, I can make clothes. Yes, I can do that. Absolutely. You're a master at the stitching, or you're a master at the sewing, or you're a master at the creative or the colors, but that's not enough. Now you need to be a marketing expert. Okay. My Facebook is like horribly sad. People, I apologize, but it's just me. You have to go to events to bring yourself out there. So you have awareness, you have networking, you have client follow-up that you have to do. You have customs, at least in my case, I have customs that I have to do. You have to keep up with that. And then you have a regular day job. So you are not just one person anymore. You are everybody until you get people. And that's a different conversation when people have to understand in the beginning, it's you. And you can't really beat yourself up for not getting to everything, but eventually you'll get to the point where you can delegate, but you're not there in the beginning. So don't be, who you delegating to, the air? Can you do the Facebook, but it's you? But people expect stuff to happen in that sense.
Amazing. All right, so now we're going to get to the segment that's called Show and Tell. So please show us the products and tell us a little bit about what you do. And I'm also very curious to see your sewing machine, because I know you have, not only when you think about with innovation, we tend to always go with the latest and the newest, but you also have your own opinion about when it comes to sewing machines.
Yeah, I do. So let's start with what, let's start with the concept of the fact that Coffee is Bae is the coffee experience, and Coffee Bae, so coffee lover, Coffee Bae Boutique is where you will see the handcrafted items. And it's handcrafted because a lot of people, when you say homemade, it's like, oh, it's cute, you put it together. No, this is handcrafted. This is beyond sewing. You have a lot more other stuff. So let me start with the star of the show, or the stars of the show. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this, but I think this is the best way to do that. This is my singer. 1588. She's not in a table for a lot of people, the vintage people that are watching, but this is my girl. This is Beastie. She does the heavy lifting, the vinyls, the light faux leathers and stuff like that. This is the girl. I got her I think 6 months into my bag making journey, a friend of mine heard that my original machine, which I'll show you in a minute, wasn't cutting it. I mean, she's good. Don't get me wrong, the original machine is fantastic, but she is automatic, she is new. And this is a perfect way to show the difference between, yes, modern touches do a lot of stuff. I love my modern machine because I don't have to use a pedal. She sews on her own, you start, stop, wonderful. But she does not do heavy vinyl. She does not do the stuff. She's not as rugged as I need her to be. So she is for clothing. I did start on her with making bags, but those were fabric bags. But since I updated to vinyl bags and faux leather, she is she's not quite handling it, but she's a trooper though. So
Okay.
I'll definitely focus on her in a bit.
Yeah.
But in the back, as you can see, are different bags that I've had, and this is the show and tell part. So you're in the middle of my little workspace here, which I've created, but you know how workspaces go. It looks like this today, and then tomorrow it might be completely different. Show and tell, I have, like I said, I started with fabric bags, and then I quickly moved up to vinyl bags. And I started with small things. So this is an example of a small pouch. And this is actually with recycled material. I started with jeans. I didn't have much fabric. Mom had a lot of fabrics there. And then as you go along, you learn which fabrics work as well for bags. So this is an idea. This is from my last launch, which I did for the fairs. It's fully jeans, and it's got a cute little pocket because it's literally recycled from an old jean pants. And then of course you have the inside. It's a very simple pouch. This, nothing really dramatic about it, but that's where I started. You learn to put in zippers, you learn to understand measurements, that kind of stuff.
And a little bit, because I know a little bit of the backstory when you're talking about recycled. What I liked about the story is that you were telling me in the past that if someone has an old jeans, you can actually just, and maybe it's a favorite jeans, but it doesn't fit them anymore, they could actually bring that fabric for you and you can add that on to your bag, which I think is a great idea.
I have an entire collection, like the cabinet next to me. This is an old jean pants that's already been cut up into different areas. So anybody who brings these bags, this collection of jeans was made from all old jeans that I've had. So people would bring their jeans. Yeah, it's not gonna fit anymore. I don't like it, whatever. Bring it for me. I can find something to do with it. I can find a bag to make with it or something special out of it in that sense. I have a bigger jeans bag, which I will show in a bit. But this is sort of the range of what I do at the moment. I am venturing into smaller wallets, etc. But that's kind of cumbersome, and I'm not always a fan of it in that sense. But I'll give you an example of the upgrade to the smaller pouch. This is a bigger pouch, basically. This is sort of a makeup pouch. And this is where I discovered waterproof canvas on the inside. So if you're using this as makeup and you have a spill, you just wipe it out. All of that was learning, trial and error, learning how to make fabrics, how to get the right fabrics. This is a combination, and put it up a little closer. I hope the lighting looks well for it, of vinyls, different types of vinyls. So I use a lot of animal prints, and they seem to be something that I gravitate to in different colors. And this is an actual handmade tassel. So everything is literally handcrafted on the bag, including the tassel that comes onto it. And those are that's a simple pouch. What we have here is an upgrade to that pouch that you saw, but this one becomes a 3-in-1. So you've got a strap for a wristlet if you feel like doing that. You can use it as a pouch just by itself. Or if you are so inclined and you're going to be out in the public, you actually have a crossbody strap for it. So they're simplistic bags. And I see that you're putting on something that I
know exactly. I need to do my show and tell also.
Yes, you have that one. Yes.
So I think I can be your model right now, where you sent me this as my birthday edition for my 40th. Amazing. Yes. So this is the pouch and the mouth. How do you say it? I was gonna say it in Dutch, but the face mask and the inside. So I can say that I love the product. Also the bigger version of it. Totally
the tote that goes with it,
and totally amazed at what creativity can do. So I just wanted to pop that in while you were talking about the pouches.
Thank you. So those are pouches and stuff like that. Is when you start, you learn to make smaller things, and it's instant gratification as well. I think that's why I like bag making. When you're finished you turn the bag and you see, so, oh, it's instant gratification no matter how many bags you make.
Yeah.
You showed the larger bag. I started after that with totes. I still love those totes. It just is a lot of material. And sometimes it's just clogging up my storage because not everybody always is ready for totes. But the most recent make, and this is my personal bag, is this beauty,
Wow.
which really was a crowning. And I know the camera isn't doing it justice, but this is really a crowning to show the evolvement of my sewing talent. It's got this nice little pocket on the side that you can do stuff with.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. And then you have the inside, which has, you know, waterproof canvas, all that kind of stuff. This is an absolutely divine bag. And it's the shoulder bag. It's the I'm going out, let's not talk about it thing, you know. So
very nice, very nice.
I'm really happy to be able to develop this level of bag making, but that's kind of what I do.
And the blue one, sorry, the blue one in the back, that's really catching my eye. That one there. Yeah.
So this is Gabs. This is Gabriella. Okay. She's not for the faint-hearted. Gabs is for brunch. Gabs is for I want to look fabulous, but I don't really want to talk to you. Yeah. That's Gabriella. You know, it's a bag. And what I liked about this bag is it's very interesting. It's got this pleated design underneath here.
Yeah.
It's got some piping on the side that might not tell people much, but piping is basically this little addition of fabric that you would put on the inside to make the colors pop.
Mm-hmm.
She's huge and quite roomy, and also comes with a crossbody strap.
Mm-hmm.
It still has to finish, and then the inside is pink. So this is, you know, this one I have in this form, and then this is similar to her. This I took a step further by adding a chain belt to it.
Yeah.
And she is, you know, ready for brunch, but also very comfortable and very soft. So it fits perfectly under your arm. If you're feeling bougie at the brunch, you just walk in with her like that. She's got ample space for everybody and everything to go. She fits all of the things.
Okay,
so,
nice. And if people come to St. Maarten, where can they find these bags, and what is the price range for your bags? And how? So, first of all, how long does it take you to, on an average, to make a bag?
It depends. A small pouch like this, and I think what is important to understand about bag making is that it doesn't just come like that and you put it together. Mm-hmm. It's cutting the patterns. Each of these is a separate piece of fabric that you cut out, and you have to cutting, interfacing, and that means that putting stabilizers in your bag to keep them straight and everything else. This would probably take me a day, half a day, maybe.
Okay.
And that's pretty simple. I could make at least, I made 3 or 4 in a day, but that's if you do your prep work correctly, you can get a lot of stuff done. This bag, cutting was a day. Interfacing was a second day. Measurements, because this has a lot of very specific measurements that you need. And if you miss them, the bag is going to be, this bag took me a week and a half. And that was because I learned that the first time I make a bag, whatever model that is, it takes me some time. I want to take my time to go through it. Larger bags generally take a little more time because you have a lot more space to work with, which becomes difficult under your sewing machines or if you're looking at the space there. But my average time for making a bag, I would say, is a week.
A week, okay.
A week. And that's if I'm uninterrupted, I have a great smooth flow, everything is being, everything is interfaced, nothing is going wrong, the machine isn't skipping, the thread is right, nobody's upset with me, then it's a week. But there's always something that comes in between there. Sometimes your thread does not like your bag, or your bag does not like your thread. Sometimes your machine is like, I am done with you for today, I need to do something else. Sometimes it's just your life. Some days they're just, you in your head want to go sew. There are many mornings when I was like, I get up this morning, I'm going to sew. And then I get to the machine and I go, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And this, you just have to, I love this journey because it's teaching me to listen to myself. Because I've experienced enough times where you push through, I'm going to sew because I have to sew. This is my only time. And it is ruined.
Yeah.
It's horrible. So I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. That's wasting of my fabric, which is quite expensive. So getting back to your original question, about a week. week and a half uninterrupted if I have that. Custom orders, I tend to want to do them within 4 weeks because sometimes I have to order particular materials. Like I'm busy with a custom order now. Her fabric is coming in tomorrow. I will have it delivered for her next weekend. So, and I keep the client up to date. Price ranges, that's the one thing that I want to make clear. Handcrafted is not necessarily cheaper than the store-bought. And I do want to use this moment on your platform to sort of explain to people the difference between, you can go on any online site right now and buy a pouch like this, and it'll probably cost you between $5 and $10 online. With the shipping, let's say you come up to $20. This pouch is $35 for the simple reason that it's completely from the beginning to the end made. The only thing that is not made by me is the fabrics, but everything else is made by that. You have to factor in your time. I don't have interfacing in here, but I have specialized hardware. This is rose gold, which is very difficult to find and more expensive than the regular silver or gold that you have. So you have to factor in those prices. I use specific zippers. This is a rose gold zipper. You might not be able to see that on the camera, but this is a rose gold zipper. So I try to match hardware. That is a different price range. So when people, say, but it's 35 or it's 45, etc. Yeah, there's quite a lot of work that goes into it. You need to pay for it.
Yeah.
I keep pulling this one because this is hardware-wise, not expensive. Technique-wise, this took some time. This bag is about $90, $95, depending on what you are choosing to go into. So the range, I would say, starts at about, for a small pouch, $25. And it goes up. And that's really dependent on what the client wants, what materials you're looking at, what additionals you want. More pockets means you're going to add expenses to that. More bling on it, more zippers, more expensive things, more rivets, etc. All of that ticks up to the price. So I'm always careful to make sure that people know, yes, you might see on the page, you might be able to see that a bag is 35 or 65 and you want to do a custom order, but that was made to sell. Yeah. The custom order means, and this, when I talk about custom order, it also takes in the fact that I sit and consult with you. It's not, I want that bag, I need it in green, can you give it to me? No. What do you need the bag for? Yeah. When are you going to be using this? Because then it determines what type of thread am I going to use. If it's a fashion bag, I don't need to use heavy duty bonded polyester thread. If it is a vinyl bag that you're going to be putting a laptop in and work, I need to use heavier threads. I need to use material that's going to be able to handle it. I need to use different techniques. So that's a conversation I need to have with the person. What do you want? What do you expect out of this bag? Some people, I'm working on a custom order right now where she wants a work of art as her bag. When you put it in the room or where she walks in, it is its own artful piece. This is a conversation that's been going on since before Christmas. We're 3 weeks into the discussion. We finally come to a middle ground as to, okay, this is what you want. Okay, good. Yeah. Now we're moving forward into it. So it does, your consultation comes with the price that I'm charging you. Everything is taken care of, down to the packaging, et cetera, et cetera. And then when you get your bag, custom order, there are a few surprises that I put in your packaging because I want your unboxing to be an experience as well. So I'm not always there to see people's reaction to the bags, but I love to see their unboxing because I want to see a genuine reaction to something that's created. Maybe it's a little ego thing, but I really would like to see what emotion my creation evokes in you and what you do with it and how you wear it. Because I might be thinking, yeah, that bag will go great with a black dress. But you might come up with something that I had not thought of and go, that is an entirely great idea for the bag. So yeah, so then you're proud of what I do. You've pretty much answered the next question I was going to ask, and that was, what do you want people to take away of, or when they get the bag, what is the effect you want it to have on your client? I want them to that's a good question. I'm not sure how to word that. I want the genuine happiness of receiving that. Everybody's happy when they open a gift. Everybody loves that, ripping out the paper or being very neat about it. What I'm trying to do with my packaging is create an entire experience. So from opening the bag to the little card that says, your care pack. I want you to feel that it is more than just what you thought about homemade. I'm looking to change your mind about homemade. I'm looking to change your mind about mass production and looking at bespoke things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking to impress you with my talents and with this bag that's now going to be part of you. The bag has found a forever home.
Yeah.
Each bag that I have made is literally gone through a journey with me, as a part of me. You know, bags are made on concerts. I don't know if people know, but stuff that happens behind the scenes is music is playing. My hair does not look we don't look like this, but we are running up and down and we're having whole concerts with the bags. So some bags are made on pure R&B. Other bags are made on 80s rock music, etc., etc. and yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Love
but
it.
Each bag tells a story and is a vibe, and I want to be able for my client to have that story, to understand it. What I've started doing now and what I want to continue is to actually give a QR code where you can see the behind the scenes of how your bag was made. So I videotape the bags and the process of sewing, and then you can see, okay, this is where it started, this is what you have now in your hand. I think people are interested in seeing the behind the scenes. I am. I think it's cool. And it does give a little more credence to the fact that, yes, it is handmade. This is not, I didn't go to no factory. It's all self-taught. It's literally hours of YouTube and reading patterns and sort of trial and error, fingers burnt and glue all over the place and fabrics you have to throw away. And one thing that I will say to everyone who's even attempting to do this is not a cheap hobby. By any stretch of the imagination. Hey, none.
You have to invest.
And I thought it was, this is reinvesting in your own business. And I did not, when people ask how I started, I said, you have to understand, I had several fabrics at home. There was interfacing lying around from 1980 that mom had that we never really knew. And that's how I started, with no money, no equipment, no rulers, no nothing. Literally what I had, which was all for clothing. And within 6 months, I had three sewing machines. The second one I left behind. 3 sewing machines, cutting mats, rulers, rotary cutters. I have an entire thing full of scissors, all kinds of stuff, because you keep reinvesting into it. Yeah. But it is not a cheap hobby. It is not by any means. No. Definitely. Not a cheap hobby.
But the enthusiasm that I have experienced today, what I can hear and see out of you, that, I mean, looking at I have to do another show and tell. I mean, just looking at another pouch that I got from you, it really you exude enthusiasm. And I think in anything, with every entrepreneur, how many things you do in your life, just be very enthusiastic and ambitious and love what you're doing. I also believe that 2022 should be the year of love in every sense of the word, and love your talents, love your business, and love what you bring to this world. So with that said, Anenda Zaandam, I want to thank you very much for being the first entrepreneur I get to interview for 2022. Like you said in the beginning, everything comes in its time. This was in the works for almost, I think 5-6 months, and it had to be this way. And I think it's the perfect way of starting the new year with not just someone that I know, but also my sister. So thank you, and we look forward. Thank you. You're welcome. We look forward to seeing much more of what it is that you have to offer. Oh yeah, what I forgot to ask you is, if we're visiting St.Maarten, where can we see your products? Can we order it online? Should we follow you on Instagram? How do we get in contact, and how do we get to experience one of your bags?
Okay, great question. I do not have a physical location. I work from home. My studio is in my house. Where you can find me, get in contact with me, is definitely on my social pages. I have a Facebook page, Coffee is Bae, and I have an Instagram page, Coffee is Bae as well. I have a TikTok, which I'm sort of kind of working on. I'm going to be putting up that link on my social pages soon when I get that working. There's also an email address that you can contact me directly, coffeeisbaesxm@gmail.com. But you can also message me on the social media platforms. That's fine. Okay. There is also a WhatsApp number where I'm putting up the catalog of things that are being created. But as I mentioned earlier, it's all just one person doing a lot of social media stuff. So I'm working on those platforms. I am not necessarily a physical store. I am more with the online presence. I do take your custom orders, etc. I do ship internationally as well to the US and to the Netherlands. But we discuss how the shipping is going to go. If you're looking to get in touch with me, or if you're looking to have one of my products when you come to St. Maarten, any of my social pages, just send me a message, send me an email, or WhatsApp me. We'll talk bags. I'll consult with you and we'll get the product to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this interview. Like I said, it's the first one for 2022. So please, once again, like, share, and subscribe, because the more we make this platform bigger, the more we subscribe, the more we like and we share, you are able to give even more exposure to this amazing entrepreneur and all the products that we're going to be presenting to you in 2022. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next interview with another entrepreneur from without the Caribbean. Bye.